Yo, what's up? Shadow Rocket Pro for one of the Floor Gangs and Knuckleneck Tribe. And you're watching Bboy Network Reacts to Pro for One. We're gonna have a great show. Just letting everyone in. Let us know where you are viewing from, what crew. Gonna have a great show, y'all. Gonna start the show in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Just warming it up. Let us know your predictions. Coming to you live from Instagram and YouTube. Let us know what country, what city, what crew. Gonna start the show in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. We're gonna give the countdown.
This video has been brought to you by Break Connect. Go to the website and register. Check out what they have to offer at breakconnect.com.
Yo, what's up? This is Shadow Rockin' Pro for one of the Floor Gangs and Knuckleneck Tribe. And you're watching Bboy Network Reacts. How's everyone doing? Coming to you live from the Pro for One channel and the Bboy Network channel. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great time. Great Tuesday evening, West Coast time, 5 p.m., East Coast time, 8 p.m. Yo, it's been a really hectic it's been a really hectic time. Um I got like too many shows in the future to manage and all that type of stuff. But yo, it's been still like blessed to have that, right? Before we get started with the show, I just want to say that that we had a really good show on the Pro for One channel last week. About the same time, we had Monsell Durden on, and boy, he talks a lot about tracing a lot of the dances from Africa to the South to to present day. not just saying like all hip hop dance is just that, but definitely a lot of influence from there. And again, you could check that out on the Pro 41 channel. Um, I'm like happy to be here, happy to like talk about it. Um, yeah, yo, Kurt Rage, what's up, brother? Shout out to Kurt Rage, real quick. He had a really good turnout on his YouTube. I'm gonna plug you up later. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so again, check out that interview with Moncel Durden, Pro 41 channel. Again, if you're watching the Pro 1 channel, you might as well click and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If not, click and subscribe to B-Boy Network because they always have good content and coverage of B-Boy breaking events. They covered I Need a Break in California and in Queens, the Queens event that happened in New York this past weekend. Two dope events. B-Boy Network covered it. You know what I'm saying? Before we continue on to why we're here. Uh, just if you want to know, I am on Instagram. I'm at Pro41, PROFO underscore FLGZ on Instagram. So you can follow me over there. Plus, and this is a plug, right? This is the plug. June 14th in San Francisco, California, my event. We got the Floor Gangs. Where is it? There you go. Come on, play. Oh, shoot. I messed up. Technology. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Boom. June 14th. Where is it? It's not showing up. What the heck? Crap. All right. Technical difficulties. Okay. I got to pull it up old school style. Let's do this. There's still tricks around navigation, the struggle stream. All right. Let's do this. Boom. Boom. It's not going. Window. There you go. Let's do this. Media player. Boom. Okay. June 14th, San Francisco, California. We got the Floor Gangs anniversary. Will it play animated here? Doesn't matter. Well, I want to animate it. We're going to animate it. Floor Gangs anniversary. I'm just animating. I'll do it manually. June 14th, San Francisco, California. City Dance Studios. We got the Floor Gangs anniversary, 3-on-3 and 7 to Smoke footwork. We got the as far as the 3-on-3 judges, we got B-Boy Bounce, Tafaya, and LX. And the footwork 7 to Smoke were Kimar, aka Black Matter, won the Toronto qualifiers coming to San Francisco to compete. And we got judges Ghost, Tafaya, and myself, Pro 41. Just Jones, DJ Just Jones, Del Rocks, and DJ Flegg will be spinning at the Floor Gangs anniversary. You could check that out. More information on the Instagram. Dude, it's going to be a good time. So, again, June 14th, San Francisco, California. You know what I'm saying? All right. Here we go. Okay. So, as I was saying, what we're here for. We're basically here for the Redbull BC1 New York Cypher. And we are going to try to predict who is going to be in the finals. Now, we have, and as far as the 1v1 men's category, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 invites, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. 7 invites. As far as the men's. And in the women's, we have 2 invites. So again, they're trying to complete that top 16 for that night. And we're gonna have Josh. Josh is ready. Josh is ready to moderate. So he's gonna put in some polls. Again, we're gonna make a guesstimation of who we think is gonna win the B-boy category and the B-girl category. Yet, obviously, it's up for anyone to grab, right? But just for who's invited, who's gonna win. That's what we're gonna play today. Who's gonna win? And I always say this. So check this out. In events like this, especially without like something like the threefold, what we're gonna do is, because this dance is still subjective for the most part, don't just go by that's my favorite b-boy or b-girl and I think they're super skilled so they can beat anyone. Can't necessarily go like that, because no matter how well your favorite b-boy or b-girl performs, it's up to the judges. And as fair as the judges come into that, breaking is still subjective. There might be a style preference decision happening in judgment. What we're going to do is break down, if we can kind of, predict it ourselves through the scientific method, which is putting out the data, sifting through the data, and making a guesstimation that way. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about the strengths of the B boys and B girls, and we're going to talk about a possible, the possibility of how the judges is going to judge. So that's the game we're going to play, and then Josh is going to put on the chat a poll, and then you guys get to vote who you feel is going to win. So before we do that, let's talk about the hosts of the event. All right. Hailing, I mean, this is what you have to do, right? You have to give the hometown like their person to help host it and to help like kind of like same as judges. You can't have an event, especially as a Red Bull event, that's like you're gonna get out of towners and not put a local in there. So as far as the local host, and he's been this guy's been killing it. This guy's been killing it. This guy basically represents NYC to the fullest. And we're talking about Prevail representing Ready to Rock and MZK. Like, yo, what other person to host? One of the hosts. And of course, all the way from Philly, we got my man Steve Believe. Now he does the hip hop elements out there in Philly. Really dope dude. Really good host as well. So the two hosts this weekend in New York for the Red Bull BC1 Cypher is Prevail and Steve Believe. All right. Hip hop elements and MZK Ready to Rock. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. So those were your hosts. Also, one more invite. We got one more invite. Did you put it on the did you upload it? Upload to the Dropbox, Josh. That's what's great about technology. You did. Dope. We're on point, boy. We're on point. We're on point. We're on point. We're on point, dude. I got it. Okay. All right, now we're gonna talk about no, let's talk about the DJs first. Of course. Originally from Los Angeles, California, but now living in the East Coast. We got my man Yax. Killing it. He just came from Vancouver last week. Check out Yax, DJ Yax. He'll be DJing. And of course, originally from the DMV, but now living in New York himself, we got DJ Flag. By the way, he'll be spinning at the Floor Gang's anniversary, June 14th. But DJ Flag will be spinning at Red Bull BC1 New York Cypher this weekend. So we got Prevail, Steve Believe hosting. We got Yax. We got DJ Flag spinning. Don Love just came out with this like graphic how Flag is gonna try to put some new bangers out there. Not made music that he made, but like hip hop songs or funk songs that no one plays. And it's like, this is part of the craft, is to introduce new music. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Don, and let's see what Flag pulls out. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be dope. And he's gonna do that at Floor Gang's anniversary, June 14th, San Francisco, California. Oh yeah, shout out to Break Connect as well. Shout out to Break Connect. They're helping out a lot. They have the Break Connect Jam happening in June, so check that out as well. All right, without further ado, we're going to talk about the judges. We're going to talk about the judges. So, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, we got B-Boy Ronnie representing Full Force. So, remember, guys and girls, keep notes. This guy has won the BC1 before, BC1 All Star for a very long time, very influential as far as like, just, a veteran. He's been around and, he's judged a lot of these. We're going to make our predictions on what we think Ronnie's going to judge in. Actually, he just came out with a video with Kid Break, and he says, even though I like watching freestyles, it's sets that wins battles. So right there is like kind of a hit, right? All right. And of course, from Florida, BC1 All Star as well. We got my man Victor, who just got bronze at the Olympics last year, Paris 2024 Olympics. He got bronze representing BC1 All Stars, Squadron, MF Kids. We got my man Victor. We know Victor, like, but actually, I'm curious how Victor's going to judge because, I mean, he understands the full craft, like fully. He understands, you know, unlike, like what Ronnie said, Victor understands the craft of freestyle and putting things together, being spontaneous, yet organized. Victor's really good at that. All right. And then, of course, we're going to have a local. We're going to have a veteran. We got my man B-Boy Jigs. Now, Jigs, he likes, his style preference of the way he breaks. He likes a lot of footwork, top rock. He's an NY dude, traditional styles. You know what I'm saying? Veteran, B-Boy Jigs. All right. And the last judge that's going to be rotating between the B-Boys and the B-Girls, we got B-Girl Beta. B-Girl Beta from from MF Kids representing Street Masters, originally Ground Zero. This is a good lineup of judges, in my opinion. A lot of contrasting style preferences, possibly, and I think a lot of good, consistent judges for sure. Consistent judges. So this one's going to make it hard. Now we're going to play the game. We're going to play the game of guessing. We're going to see who is going to take it in our opinions, knowing that what we know. Okay. Ronnie has said recently, I like to watch freestyle, but sets win battles. Victor, he's very consistent, doesn't repeat execution. He understands all the foundation and understands freestyle. So that's contrast to Ronnie, right? We got Jigs, traditionalist, straight NYC, New York City, the home of breaking, right? The original, what breaking was created in New York. That could play a factor, right? And you got B-Girl Beta. Same. She likes, honestly, Beta likes, a lot of stuff, but she's traditionalist as well. She's won a lot of B-Girl battles with just footwork alone. You know what I'm saying? With originality and footwork. So these are the judges. What we're going to do as an audience and myself is we're going to try to predict who's going to win this with this lineup. All right. Should I do B girls first or should I do B boys first? B girls is gonna be real quick. It's gonna be like literally like it's just two people. You know what I'm saying? It's just two people. Should I start? Let's do that. Should I do give me a 1 in the chat if we start with the B boys? Give me a 2 in the chat if we're gonna start with the B girls. And as that is happening, I am going to plug my event again. As that's happening, I'm gonna plug my event again. If you are in the San Francisco Bay Area, check out the Floor Gangs anniversary in San Francisco, California. Myself will be hosting. And then check the Instagram, Floor Gangs Instagram, because there's going to be a lot of announcements coming up. All right. No one voted. Okay. 2. Okay, B-Boys. Start with the B-Boys. Really? Come on. Start with the B-Boys. That's one person so far that says, shout out to Carlos. Shot 2. Okay, B-Boy. Okay, all right. We're starting out the B-Boys. Sweet Lou says, start out with the B-Boys. All right. That's enough. Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. All right. Now I'm looking at my this lineup. Honestly, this is a pretty dope lineup. I like the who should I start with? Should I start with the youngest to the oldest? The oldest to the youngest? Hmm. 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 Let's do the youngest to the oldest. I don't know. I know who the youngest is, so I'll start with them. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me set up the video before I give his introduction. Okay. So, we're gonna start with the youngest, and if you already know who the youngest person that's it's on here, then you guys already know. You know what I'm saying? But I thought 2 was B girls. One was B girls, 2 was B boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, out of towners. I'm gonna do it the youngest. We're gonna do the youngest. No, I said one. I mean, maybe I was wrong. I tend to talk, but no, one was B boys, 2 was B girl. Or no. One was B girls, 2 was B boys. Yeah. One was B boys, 2. No. One. All right, we're just gonna go with the B boys. You know what happens in a live show? You just go. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's waiting. And it's like I gotta go with the show, right? Okay. So I'm gonna do it the youngest. Oh wait. Yeah, no, this is the youngest. All right, fine. The youngest out of towner. We'll talk about it. We'll go youngest to oldest. Not the very youngest, but youngest enough. All right. But out of towner. This is the youngest out of towner. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this kid, um, he's made a lot of noise in the last few years. And I've been knowing this kid since he was 11. I think he was 11 when I first met him. And I mean, the whole thing is that he's part of a lineage crew, right? A crew that's been around for about 20 years. Maybe less than 20 years. Well, I would say 20 years. Maybe even longer than that, but I'm pretty at least the very least this crew's been around for 20 years. Now, but the thing is, only in the last, 8 years, this crew has been like putting in the work and putting themselves out there. The first B-boy we are going to react to is hailing from Honolulu, Hawaii. Maybe he's from, Camel Key, or maybe he's from Mililani, or maybe he's from Waipahu. I'll just say that he's from Honolulu. Correct me in the chat what part of Hawaii he's from in Oahu, but from the island of Oahu in Hawaii, we got my man, Kai Mana. Let's check him out. All right. Kai Mana, aka Mana from Hawaii. Yo, so the reason why I say I think he was one of the youngest, because I think he was only 16 last year. So unless his birthday passed, I think he just turned 17. You know what I'm saying? So one of the youngest if anything, right? Because I don't know who the other person is. But I want, I mean, out of towners first. But I'm going to go youngest oldest, like I said in the early. But I want to go out of towners youngest first. So we got Kai Mana from the 808 Breakers. And I say that because 808 Breakers is from, I mean, they've had that crew for a while, at least since the early 2000s, if not the mid 90s to late 90s. That's how long 808 Breakers have been around. Shout out to Ark, shout out to Hijack, shout out to Lev, Bo, all you guys in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Kai Mana, 808 Breakers, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now we're gonna go to the other youngest. Now, maybe Josh, you can help me on this. Is this person, so you can tell me in the chat. I don't know if this person's 16 or 17 at this point. But he's around that age. If not, maybe he's 18, right? But we're talking at least, nah, this guy can't be 18, is he? You can correct me in the chat, or not. But definitely one of the youngest that's been invited to the New York Redbull Cypher. And we talking about Bboy Swazi on the chat. Let me know. Is he 17 or is he 18 already? Because he might be the same age as Kamana or Mana. Here we go. Bboy Swazi. All right, give it up for Swazi. Are you sure they're the same age? I think Kaimana's 17. Let me know in the chat if we know Kaimana's age, if we know Mana's age. I think he's 17. And if you say Swazi's 18, I think Kaimana's 17. I could be wrong. But both really dope. Let's talk about the advantages real quick, though. Real quick. We got Kaimana. Definitely has more of a connection to the music. Does more dancing, not just cross step. I'm gonna get on y'all about that. Does more dancing than Swazi, but Swazi's advantage is his freaking strength, balance, and power. Let's be real. But those are the two youngest. You saw those clips. You know what I'm saying? You saw those clips. Yeah, they're both big moves. But I would say if we were to go like strengths, both big moves, but Swazi kind of has advantages on as far as big moves. As far as dancing and understanding the music, I would go with Kaimana, right? This is the contrast, right? All right. Remember, get ready for the poll, because that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna poll. We're gonna Josh, we're gonna poll the first four and then see who wins out of the first four, and then go on to the next four, and then see who's the finals. Let me know in the chat what's going on as far as your pick, Josh. All right. Okay. Now, I think I know who the oldest guy is in this, but let's go to. Now I'm gonna just guess, but I think I know who's the closest to their age. You know what I'm saying? I think I guess who's closest to their age. Not necessarily like 18, but definitely early 20s for sure. Early 20s for sure. All right. Hailing from San Diego, California, but now living in NYC, representing Cypher State. We got my man, Jihad. Ooh, this is good lineup, man. This is good. Here we go. Let's watch Jihad. All right. Let's give it up for Jihad. Very well rounded. Jihad is probably one of the most well rounded B boys on this lineup. You know what I'm saying? Actually, if I were to give advantages so far in the lineup that we saw, I'd say the most strongest. Actually, as far as moves, everyone's somewhat even. They're still stronger in certain aspects. I would say, as far as dance, Mana, right? As far as moves, I would say Swazi still. But Jihad, what he gives is variety. He seems to have the best flow with variety of transition and moves. That's the way I look at Jihad. You know what I'm saying? That's his advantage. But if I were to say who's as powerful, like Jihad and Swazi are actually kind of similar as far as like power, right? But variety of transitions and moves, out of all of them, Jihad's the highest level, in my opinion. Like, this is a challenge when you are a dancer that breaks. You tend, because you're connected to the music, you tend to stop and pause than a continuous flow. So you're limited in flow because you can't just go if the music stops. Yet if you have, if you have these transitions that kind of continue movement, this is something that Jihad's strong at. All right, cool. All right. That was this. I don't know who to vote for. I don't know who to vote for. Let's put. I think these guys are about the same age. We went. We could do this. We did West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. So we're gonna go back. Well, let's go back to East Coast. Let's go back and forth. All right. All right. So this guy has been making a lot of noise recently too, and that's what's crazy about the scene right now. Like, it's just like AI. Things move quick. You know, who used to be hot 5 years ago is considered veterans now. But those are like, who were just barely making moves accelerated like that. We just saw that with Swazi. We saw that with Kaimana or Mana. Hailing from Philadelphia. Let's watch B-Boy Wiz. Let's go. Wait. We gotta do that again. I didn't put the thing. A lot of technical difficulties happen here, huh? All right, here you go. B-Boy Wiz. All right, B-Boy Wiz. Now, here's the thing. B-Boy Wiz is on that ambidextrous jelly back. What I mean by jelly back, really flexible. Shout out to Singapore, Radical Force. They came up with that term jelly because you're, flexible back, right? Ambidextrous flexible back style with that Philly funk. You know what I'm saying? Another case of a natural dancer. So that's where I feel like Kaimana and Wiz is at. They're both on that natural dance, style. I think again, so let's look at that four. Are we gonna do a poll of the four or we're gonna keep going? So if I were to say, if we were to rank everyone right now, right, from the four, I would say as far as natural dancer, Kaimana and Wiz. As far as moves, I would go Swazi. Pure moves, just purely on moves. I would say variety of transitions and moves, Jihad. So this is what's making it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, for those who are like don't really study breaking, they'll be like, they all look the same. It's like, no, 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 no. When we see Wiz dance, we could tell he is from Philly. You know what I'm saying? When we see Swazi go, you could tell he's a student of dynamic. If we see Mana, you don't know where the hell he's from, but he has character, right? He has a good, strong presence. So these are the things that they stand out on their own. They still have their original personality. You know what I'm saying? So the poll is up. Let me know who you think is winning. Right now, we're about even. Oh, the polls are going crazy. I see the polls are going crazy. The poll is up. Who do you got so far as these four? We got Kaimana or Mana. Keep calling his real name's Kaimana, but his B-boy name's Mana. We got Mana. We got Wiz. We got Swazi. And we got Jihad. Dude, all right, let's do this. Let's do this real quick. Knowing that Ronnie, Jigs, and Victor is judging. So let's just play a game real quick and then I'll continue on. Let's see how Ronnie would judge. If he said it on Kid Break's Instagram, he likes to watch freestyle, meaning he'll like to watch Kaimana or Wiz, but sets wins battles. Then I would say Ronnie would vote for Jihad. You know what I'm saying? This is what you gotta think now. You know what I'm saying? Out of those four, depending on who battles who, right? I feel like Ronnie would vote for Jihad. Like if I had to pick four, if I had to predict the judges, who would they vote for out of those four? Let's just say there was no rounds, just according to that, to the guesstimation. Honestly, I think Victor would vote for Jihad as well. I think so. Just because of how many rounds and if he's not repeating and can execute. Like Jihad's consistent. That's another thing. Jihad's consistent. And he has variety. So oof. That's two. I feel like Jigs would vote for Mana. I think Jigs would vote for Mana. But let's go to the poll. So far, Jihad's in the lead with 40%. Mana's 20%. Swaz is 20%, and Wiz is 20%. Out of all of them, I think who tends to freestyle the most would be Wiz. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going. Let's keep going. How many do we have left? We got about 4 left, right? Got 4 more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. We did East Coast, so now we gotta go back to West Coast, right? That'll be a different poll. So this will be the other poll, right? All right. All right. So here's the thing. To me, this guy, he's been in the Red Bull stage already. He's been invited. He's been a Pro Post pick. I like this guy a lot, actually. I actually battled with him like 2 years ago, and we beat Gravity and Data, but I don't think we really beat them, but we beat them somehow because the judges voted for us. All the way from Phoenix, Arizona, we got my man, Conrad. Let's go. Let's watch it. All right. Wait, that's Brawley? Thought that was Conrad. Wait a second. That was Conrad. I know how Conrad breaks. That was not Brawley. Well, I'd say Brawley in the end. That was Conrad. Okay. It's all good. Wait, let me make sure. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, that was Conrad, bro. Why I say Brawley? That was Conrad. Give it up for Conrad. Yeah, it said Brawley in the end. That was Conrad. I know Conrad. I know how he breaks. Anyway, um, Conrad is another guy. Good presentation. Out of the youngest, he's like one of the younger. I wouldn't say he's the youngest. Out of the younger competitors, I feel like he has the most experience. Just all around. Just all around. Most experience. He's been around for a minute and he's developed his style and his moves in the last, 14 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember him when he first started. So and now like he got invited to Redbull BC1 back in 2021. So he's been on that stage. He won the footwork battle last year and he went to Brazil for the footworkers, Redbull BC1 footworkers the day before. So he's been flown out. So he has experience on that stage plenty of times. And sometimes all it takes is that consistency. Uh Conrad's style is very much like he'll make the simple, like he knows how to present the simple in a big stage. Like simple movements, he can make it look dramatic, which is good. Like when I talk about presentation, he knows how to present his moves. And this is what I'm saying with his footwork, let alone he has a lot of power moves as well. It's not like he doesn't have power. He has power moves. Good top rock. You know what I'm saying? So he could be like first round, top 16 first round. You got to throw everything at him. He's one of those sneaky guys. Like, you're like, some people, yeah, he just does footwork, whatever. So, don't do that. Throw everything at him first. If you are matched with him, top 16 first round, throw everything at him. That's the only way you'll stand a chance. Anything, guys, in my opinion, because he's kind of slept on because he just does footwork. He's like, no, he just doesn't do footwork. He's strong. You know what I mean? And like, it's one of those things of like he's going to show you what you don't have. And if the judges go for that, you're in trouble. Shout out to Conrad. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Conrad. All right. So now we messed up. Now we messed up. So we're going to actually show this person now. Is it in the end? Is this going to say Conrad, bro? Technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Technical difficulties. Wait, let's look at the poll so far. The poll so far is, so far we have Jihad at 33%, Mana 17%, Swazi 33%, and Wiz at 17%. So we got Jihad and Swazi tied up right now. Come on, keep voting, because then we got to see who's going to, get to this, or we're just going to do the top two of those, right? And then match them up, right? All right. As Josh does that, now we're going to watch Brawley. Now we're going to watch Brawley, all right? Here we go. Not new to the BC1 stage. Let's go. It's Brawley again. It's the same picture. Tight. Hey, Josh, it's all good, bro. I'd be messing up too. Ooh, we got so far on that poll 43. Now, Brawley, basically, really strong power flow, right? He has footwork transitions in between each power flow. A lot of good balance, definitely on that Midwest style. You know what I mean? Like, if you see what I'm saying, if you watch, the regional style still exists, but it's minute. It's not as obvious as before, but it's minute. Like, if I were to like, it's like the Midwest style, like kind of like Swazi's approach, which is move, 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 right? Power move, transition, power move, power. It's similar, like as far as approach, but movement wise, is different. You know what I'm saying? Because of the composition, the selection of moves is different. But the attitude is like, let me overwhelm you with moves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the attitude. Him and Swazi kind of both have that. Let me overwhelm you with moves. Right. So again, Browley, let me know what you guys think. We're almost at, so far we got on the second run, we have Conrad and Browley, right? Okay, we got two more. All right, we did, yeah, those two. All right. Okay, now we're gonna go older, right? Now we're starting to go older. But this is like, local guys, right? Local guys. Let's look at the poll real quick. Jihad still ahead. Oof. How long are we gonna keep that poll up, Josh? How long are we gonna keep that poll up? Which one am I gonna go to? I'm gonna go youngest to oldest. Let's do that. We're gonna do youngest to oldest. Youngest to oldest. Pause that. I want to make sure I don't see whatever. I don't see the thing. Okay. Yeah, how long are we gonna to the final two? Okay, until the final two? All right. Here we go. All right. I believe this guy is younger, right? The last of the second half, second four. All right. We got my man, Uncle Will. Let's go. Get that out. Boom. All right, Uncle Will, NYC. So the thing about Uncle Will, there's one thing I will say about Uncle Will. If we talked about power flow, right? If we talked about Swazi and Brawley being power flow, I would look at Uncle Will more like power stack. It's a flow that stacks. It's more staccato, right? But it's still like, because he'll stack, and when you think a power move is not going to come out of it, he knows how to make a power move come out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like freeze and then throw an air flare out of nowhere. You were like, what the, or where'd that come from? Or, stack, freeze, and then dead man 90. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of on that tip. It's kind of on the tip of, like, it's going to stack, like, but it still flows though. But it's based on staccato versus smooth, like smooth fluid movements from, like we're talking like I said, we're like with Swazi and Rowley, it's like flow, 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 flow. Uncle Will's like bump, bop, bop, crazy move back to crazy move. So I would say it's more of that like a stack flow. Even though it's not necessarily stacks, it's like the rhythm of it is like a stack. Like that. It's like freeze frame power move. Freeze frame power move. Someone that's really good at this is someone like Bebo. Bebo's really good at kind of like this. They'll throw a flare where you think there's no momentum coming from that position. They could throw momentum from there. That's something Uncle Will is really strong at. And what I like again, like what I like about like, he's a little bit on the elder side, even though he's like I'm old as dirt, right? Like I'm turning 50 in 2 months. I'm old as dirt. These guys are like late 20s. Like late 20s, like that's old. But comparatively, right now, from the lineup that we've had, you know what I mean? He's a little bit on the older side, and a more of a veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe Uncle Will is closer to Conrad's age. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's interesting. Again, and here's the thing: he's been on that stage for a while. So now, again, these are the factors that play into, like everyone's like, oh, these type of things are rigged. Da 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 da. It's like, no, not necessarily. Experience plays comfortability on that stage because anyone could practice in their living room or their session, be like, and hit 2090s. But then when you have lights, camera, action, all the lights are hitting you. There's people giving you mean mug. There's people cheering from the other side. Can you take that pressure and still perform? You might like, but then, you might crash. And then, but every time in your living room, you can hit 2090s. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just part of the game. Performance is part of the game. And I've talked about that. Gotta learn how to perform, have presence. That's very much part of doing these competitions. It's a skill set. All right. Now we're gonna go for I believe the eldest in the lineup, also from New York City. We got my man. Let me set this up first. We got my man. Hoorah. Let's go. What did I just do? Did I mess it up? We got my man. Hoorah. Boom. And let's watch it. Bam. As I come back. All right, give it up for Hoorah. Okay, again, veteran. Um, stylistically, actually closer to Conrad. Stylistically closer to Conrad. Not as far as moves, but attitudes, breaking up rhythms. You know what I mean? Like I said, we saw again these like so far, in my opinion, and my observation of breaking, Jihad has the most variety of moves that flow. Conrad and Huron know how to like obviously rhythm change. Like we saw Conrad do a rhythm change, and we just saw Huron definitely do a rhythm change. Right? It wasn't this flow, stack of moves, flow. I don't want to say stack of moves. Flow, transition. Like he's like so. The three people that kind of have that attitude of connecting to the beat, difference between rhythms, right? Jihad has a flow rhythm. Swazi has a flow rhythm. Um, Brawley has a flow rhythm. Conrad, Mana, and Hoorah have more broken rhythm, but they break rhythm to be on beat. Shout out to Moncel Durden to come up with these definitions. The difference between rhythm and being on beat. Not every B-boy and B-girl has a rhythm. Doesn't make them on beat. But we just saw like Conrad and Mana and Hoorah be on beat and break the rhythm, but be on beat. Well, Wiz, he stays on beat, but there's no broken rhythm. It just kind of flows. Very lot of different approaches. And everyone's like, oh, breaking looks the same. It's like actually, if you don't look carefully, maybe everyone okay, I'll give it to this. Maybe everyone has similar moves, but composition and approach is still different. And we just saw that. Look, Kaimana's from Hawaii, broken rhythm. Conrad's from Arizona, broken rhythm. Hoorah's from New York, broken rhythm. See what I mean? Like even that Will has his own straight up rhythm, right? See, so it's not just oh everyone breaks the same. It's like no, everyone doesn't break the same. They might have the same moves. Not everyone breaks the same. Stop it. Stop it. All right, let's go to the. All right. Okay, so we got the second. We got the second half, Josh. Let's look at the poll. Let's look at the poll. All right, we got Browley at okay. Conrad Browley. Conrad is on the lead. The last one, we have Jihad in the lead from the first poll. 7 votes. Jihad in the lead. In this one, we have Browley. We got Hoorah, Conrad, and Uncle Will. Conrad on the lead. Ooh. You're gonna let the West Coast rule? West Coast is ruling. Yes, Jihad lives in New York, but he's a San Diego guy. Just remember that. What do you guys think so far? And then so far on top is Conrad and Jihad. Jihad's already in the finals in the polls. Um, we so far in the lead we got Conrad. All right. I didn't make the rules up. I'm not voting. I'm not actually I am voting. You won't know who I'm voting for though. You won't know who I'm voting. Voting for? Let's see. Let's do this. There you go. Okay, let's do this too before we go to the B girls. All right. How you guys doing out there? Are you guys enjoying the show? Hopefully you're voting fair. Okay. Josh has a question. Hot seat question. Who should have gotten into the who should have gotten into the yeah, that's a good question. Does it have to be New York or just period? Because obviously we have how many New Yorkers we have up there? We have actual New Yorkers. We have Hoorah. We have Uncle Will. Jihad. Let's just say Jihad because of proximity, right? So let's say Jihad, right? Those are 3. Who from New York? If we're saying New York, are we saying just period? Um, it could be both. Okay. Yeah. Who would you like to see? And here's the thing: there's a possibility that the people that you want on there are already invited to the USA finals. There is that possibility because they didn't announce that yet. That's coming up in 2 weeks, right? Denver. Your favorite B-boy is like, how come they didn't make, how come they didn't do the Midwest Cypher or the New York Cypher, but they might be in the US Cypher, right? So I don't know. You know who I'd like to see in there is Hijack. That's just someone, that's one of my favorites to watch. And he's a crewmate. Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's a crewmate. And you know what crew that is? Hijack is a part of Floor Gangs, and there's the Floor Gangs anniversary happening June 14th. You know what I'm saying? June 14th, San Francisco, California. Go to Break Connect and check it out. Yeah, shameless plug. Shameless plug. Right? Who would you put down? Who would you think that needs to go besides Hijack? Who would I and then we'll move on to the B girls. Let's get one or two answers, and then we're gonna get to the B girls. Um, who would I put besides who's out there? Okay, here's a hot take, and this is drastically a style change in a way, like compared to like I want to hijack on there. I would say Daydream, Daydream, or no, not Daydream. Yeah, Daydream. Wait, yeah, Daydream, Merrick, Full Force, Elephant Graveyard. I would like to see him on here. He's pretty interesting to watch. He has a lot of like unconventional moves, but I would like to see how the crowd will react to him because he's like, yo, he's a killer, man. He's a killer. We've seen him develop since the pandemic. Like we've seen him develop. He was winning a lot of youth battles, but now that guy's like 21. Like, yo, he's crazy. Like he just is. What he does is interesting. You know what I'm saying? What he does is interesting. So I would like to see D Dream. That's just my pick. That's the one I would like to see up on there. Um, Definitely in a regional though. I would say I would like to see. I would like to see him. No, I would like to see it like, if there was we just had the Midwest Cypher. I would like to see people react to him in the Midwest. Because New York, I would say since New York is closer to New Jersey, I think that a lot of those guys out there like what he kind of does. So I want to see it from a crowd that is not used to his style. So I would say the Midwest Cipher. I want to see if how he would do there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Um, Pop, yeah, Pop, dude, yeah, New York, bro. Pop, Divine, Providence, DQ, Kulani, Dr. K. Yeah, yeah, Dr. K. I would put him maybe in Denver. Maybe in Denver. Again, I'm more talking from a perspective of that area reacting to a different style. I'm curious about that. I'm not even talking about the B-boys. I'm talking the audience. Because what one thing that Red Bull does attract locals, right? That don't know anything about breaking. And that's how, to me, that's a good way to judge if you can translate on that big stage. Um, if you can impress a crowd that doesn't know breaking with your style, that's something right there. That's a skill set. Because if you do, let's say you do something like what's avant-garde and weird to other people, but if you make a crowd that a grandma that's, you know, 76 go, wow, that was interesting. Or you have like, a 5-year old go, wow, that's cool. Like that says that you know how to perform and you know how to like make your style work on that stage. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that. Okay. I've talked about that. All right. So far, Conrad's on the lead. Oh, we're gonna have a West Coast final. Sorry, guys. West Coast final. Arizona versus San Diego, West Coast final in New York. Oh, I'm so petty. I'm so petty, even though I'm just saying, I don't see any influence of New York in jihad style. That's just how I look at it. What I see when I see jihad, I see Cypher State. So I see Dino Rock. That's just what I see. Sorry. Sorry. But that's not even me voting. You know what I'm saying? Damn, 9 votes, said Conrad. All right. All right. All right. I hear you. Okay. All right, let's go to the B girls now. Okay. Now, I am not too familiar, but it looks like it definitely East Coast. All right. Definitely looks East Coast. And you can correct me, Josh. Even though I do this for a living, I like to, analyze. I like to analyze and research. There's so many, like, there's so many kids coming up. And the funny thing is, in the last 4 years, there's been a lot of youth breaking. And since we're saying 4 years, if these kids started, 4 years ago and they're 14, they're 18 now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not familiar with a lot of the kids that just turning 18. You know what I mean? Okay. And that's what I'm saying. One of her first debut on the big stage. And we know where we're going. We know where we're going. All right. From the East Coast, let me know exactly where from, Josh. We got my homegirl, Nikki V. Let's go. All right. Nikki V. Get it for Nikki V. Dynamic Rockers. Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw like everyone on that side with her. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's dynamic. Dynamic from the Dynamic School. Shout out to Kid Glide. Yeah, she's really strong. Really strong. Like, composition is good. The composition is good. She understands her body. Um, Here's a lot of things with B boys and B girls. I don't want to use breaker. I'm sorry. I will not. I refuse to use breaker. All y'all use breaker. No, I'm saying B boy or B girl. Um, a lot of things for B boys and B girls. Um, a lot of the concepts that B boys and B girls have are good. The challenge is, can your body physically do the things that you create? And sometimes our minds are ahead of our bodies. But with Nikki V, what I see, I don't see that. She can physically do the moves and back it up, right? What I see, if I were to go biomechanical, right? The problem with stylistic B boys and B girls is like, our minds are ahead of our bodies, our physical. And we have this dope concept. We fire up Twitch muscle fiber to do these things because we're connected to the music. This is what happens with stylistic B boys and B girls. And not everything's going to be executed. She, Nikki V, you could tell athletically it connects. Athletically it connects. And again, this is a skill set. You know what I mean? This is a skill set. She doesn't look like she's so much of a dancer, but her advantage is this thing. Biomechanically, she could get movements and put them together. And they look a little freestyle as well. You know what I mean? She's just feeling out when's the next transition and then is able to like complete it and then flow out. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to how old is Nikki? How old is Nikki? Yo, shout out to Break Connect. We got Felix.
This
Let me put
video has
this
been
up.
brought to you by
Boom,
Break
real
Connect.
quick.
Go to the website and register. Check out what they have to offer.
Yep. Had to give a shout out to Felix Break Connect. You know what I mean? He's giving a shout out to the Four Gangs anniversary. I'm gonna plug it all over the place. Come through. We still have. We haven't even done all the announcements yet. We haven't even done all the announcements yet. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay. Let's go to the next. Yeah. How old is Nikki? By the way. How old is Nikki? Because like, this picture, like the way she breaks, I'm like, she's probably 18. Then I saw the picture, I was like, wait, she looks 12, dude. The picture in the end is like, yo, she looks 12. All right. All right. Last B girl invited. Now I'll be I'm pretty interested in what B girls are gonna show up this weekend. You know what I'm saying? What B girls will show up this weekend? Because we need them. We need B girls to come and compete. It can't be just like four. It should be top 16. You know what I'm saying? Top 16. That's what we want in a battle, right? All right. Last but not least, do you think there are going to be 16? Do you think 16 B girls from the East Coast are going to show up at Red Bull that are competent? Not just like, I'm just going to enter. There's no one here. You know what I mean? Like, that's competent, right? And let's go to who do you think should be on there if that's the case? Who should fly out to New York and try to get on? You know what I'm saying? All right. Last but not least, she competed in the finals, the USA finals of the Red Bull BC1 out there at on Venice Beach. We got Janada. Let's watch it. Janada.
Round two.
All right. So that was Janada. So this is what's interesting. Oh, Nikki's 16? All right. This, this is her first stage match? All right. Okay. 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 Word. 16. Shout out to Kid Glide, man. So Janada, Dangerous Minds, winner last year's BC1 East Cypher. This is now we talking contrast, right? I would say Janada has a developed style. She has a developed style. Janada. Yeah, I said that. Janada. I said that. I said that, Josh. Janada. Like Canada, but Janada. I'm Janada. Okay, Janada. 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 Hey, you know what? I say data. I say data. Okay, so Janada. Okay, it's just the way I pronounce it. Just how I pronounce it. Janada. Janada. Yeah, Janada. Okay. um, Janada has a developed style. That's one thing. Developed unique style. Again, so unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. The approach is very what I call the underground style, which is like it's very much like the college kids like this style. Threads, Spider-Man footwork, in these things going into power. We will see a lot of Russians kind of influence this, you know what I mean? This style. Guys like Metal, Catstick. These are the styles that we're talking about. More of the Eastern European bloc, color block. Um, you know, hailing from the Toronto style, like Bag of Tricks to uh Vengeance, Gizmo from Bag of Tricks, Vengeance from Boogie Brats, Dizzy Supernaturals. Like this is the thing that, but and this is like a very pop. Why? Because it's very unique. Again, like and I don't want to be too because I like the style too. Like obviously, I'm influenced by the college kids. This is the style I see. Right? You go from New Jersey to Southern California, we're seeing this style. It's just what it is, right? And this style is less freestyle, but when executed, it's powerful. Versus Nikki, who's a little bit more on super athletic tip. You know what I'm saying? Big moves, big moves. And like I said, when we watched her clip, it was a little bit freestyle. There's a little bit like, I'm going to catch myself here and lock here, unfold that, go here. And it was like more of like, here, and we get super scientific, her neural connectivity to her proprioception into movements. You could tell she could feel where the momentum's shifting, then hold her static, activate twitch muscle. When I say static, hold, activate twitch muscle onto the next. Where Janita is a little bit more like, okay, these combinations set here, bop, 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 leading to boom, 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 execute, execute, execute. See what I mean? So that's what makes it different. It's not just the moves, but how I transition to my combinations. That's what's different about them. You know what I'm saying? And one is more bigger athletic movement. The other is more micro movements into moves. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what is going to make it interesting. Now, granted, it's going to be top 16. We don't know who's going to enter, right? We don't know who's going to enter. Like if Mantis enters, who might be in the, Denver, I don't know. If Mantis enters, she's a strong competitor. So it's like, oh, everyone's in trouble. You know what I mean? Or if, you know what I'm saying? Like LaVic centers. Oh, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to be harder. So these are the things, the factors we don't know because there's only two, right? But you know how it goes. We're here to make the politics. Who do you think is going to win Janita versus Nikki V? Right? The poll is up. So far, 80% is Janita. I mean, the other thing is Janita has floor time on that stage. Again, that plays a big factor. Nikki V, this is her first on that stage. Granted, okay. Granted, let's say it's the same. Let's just play. These are the things I want people to think about when we do these things. Let's say no one shows up at BC1 New York. Let's just say, or the same amount of people we saw that clip, the Throwdown in Chinatown clip with Nikki V. Let's say it's about the same, less people. The fact that if they see Josh from Bboy Network and Daniel and just the likes of Redbull, that puts 20 more pounds on your shoulder. You know what I mean? That puts 20 more pounds on your shoulder if you're not ready for that pressure. Because again, this is everyone wants to talk. Oh, Profo, this guy's so dope. He does 2090s. Yeah, can he be in front of 3,000 people and do it? Huh? Why are you saying that? Because a guy that could do simple footwork, that knows how to rock that crowd, will beat that guy with 2090s if the guy with the 2090s gets nervous. No one ever puts that into consideration. No one ever puts that into consideration. So that's why some people are just like, I'm good at practice. I'm happy with practice. I don't want the pressure. And it's like, well, that guy's so talented or that girl's so talented. But yeah, they can't perform. They're not good at performing. And shout out to y'all if you just like to break. And it's like, it makes me feel calm after a hard day of work. I like to break to get my mind out of homework, college, high school, and work. Cool. Good for you, man. We need more. We need to like big you guys up more because it's not all about battling. Battling is hard. Competing is hard. You know what I'm saying? Competing is hard. And it's not just technical. And that's the problem with B-boys and B-girls. Everything's technical. It's like, man, I want to see you rock a crowd like Michael Jackson. If you can rock a crowd better than Michael Jackson, all right, you got it. If you just go by moves, then I don't know. It's whatever. Then you better learn how to perform in front of 20,000 people. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's look at the poll. All right. Oh, did you already do okay, you did or okay. Let's do a new poll. Let's do the top of the B-boys, right? Let's do West Coast Arizona Conrad versus West Coast Jihad San Diego. Yes, I am I am smudging that East Coast. Hey, I didn't vote. I'm not gonna vote this time. I'm not gonna vote this time. And I don't think anyone in the chat's biased because it's East Coast, West Coast. They think who they think, right? They think who they think. I saw you know, I saw different countries watching. But I'm just saying, I just think it's funny that in the New York final, we got two West Coast guys that are voted for. You know what I'm saying? I think it's funny. You know what I mean? All right, let's look at that. Let's look at that chat. Um, okay, let's do okay. So I like what you put here, Josh. You put Profo's okay, Profo's pick. All right. No, I don't want see, I don't want to sway the audience. I don't want to sway the chat. I have my own opinions. Let's see, Victor, Jigs, and Ronnie. Ooh, okay, I have a pick already. I have a pick. I do have a pick. But I'll wait for the chat to vote. You know, but I want you guys to put that into consideration. Your judges are Ronnie, Victor, and Jigs. Oh, talk about variety and beta, right? Let's say they switch a beta, right? Ooh, I already have an idea who's gonna win. In my opinion, with those judges, I have an idea of those judges, and then if I were to judge it myself, ooh, what would I go for? I'll wait for the poll. So I have two decisions. I have one where I think the judges are going to vote for. And remember, okay, this is always the situation when you play this game, right? Which is all B-boys and B-girl execute at their no one slips up. No slips, got the best songs, and they execute it. Then judge, right? This is always the game. In happenstance, if all these factors come into play, who's going to win? So I have who I'm going to vote for, and I have who I think the judges are going to vote for. So we're going to wait for the poll and then talk about then. How many people? I'm not voting this time because I don't want to be too biased already. West Coast. I saw Carlos go like East Coast. I'm like, too bad. Sorry. Hey, there was at least 9 people that voted in each segment, right? In each poll, I think 9 people voted. That's all I'm saying. All right. As we talk about that, let's do this. I think this will be pretty interesting. Let's talk about the Floor Gang's anniversary. But let's do this. Just to be controversial. Just to let you guys know what we are looking for in the footwork battle. We're going to watch this real quick while we guys are talking about that. Talk amongst yourselves who you think is going to, take it. We're going to go to talk about the move of footwork. All right. What not to do in a footwork battle? Yes, I said it. Who am I to tell you that? I've studied this dance for at least 30 years and I've studied all the styles. So, yes, the find of footwork is these things, not sitting on your butt, not on your stomach, not on your head. That's not considered footwork. These are your contact points. No, it should be your hands. In certain situations, some other parts, but not definitely not your butt or your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Debate me. Debate me. You know what I'm saying? All right. Dude, because I haven't voted, I can't see the results. I can't see the results because I haven't voted. Where's it at so far? We're gonna talk about it a little bit and then we're gonna sign out. We've been in here for an hour and 30 minutes so far. Not too bad, not too bad. Did we do a poll with the girls? I don't know if that's gonna do. Wait, did we do a poll? So we said Janada is 57% so far. 7 votes. Janada wins that. I agree. I agree. She's more seasoned and she has floor time and she has more from what I can't say because I've seen one battle more than the other. But from those clips, depending on the rounds, how many rounds I think Janada would take it. With the judges, even with the judges. Even myself as the judge and my guesstimation of the judges, I would say Janada was on the lead. Yeah, I agree. All right. Who's going to take the B-boy category? Will it be from the West Coast, Conrad, or from the West Coast, Jihad? You know what I'm saying? I want to see. I want to see. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting. All right. As we is the poll up yet? Okay. I'm going to keep plugging my event, man. I'm gonna keep plugging my event till we finish with the poll. All right, let's go to one of the DJs that's gonna be spinning at the Floor Gang's anniversary. My man, DJ Flag. Here you go. We're gonna watch DJ Flag get busy. Oh, there's no sound. Let's watch that again. One more time.
You ready?
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Hip hop. 4 elements, you know what I'm saying? All our DJs can juggle and flash. I just gave some hip hop terms. All the DJs at the Floor Gang's anniversary, Just Jones, Del Rocks, and Flake could all transform scratch. They all could flare scratch. They all could chirp scratch and juggle and rock parties. Not just breaking events and dance events, but parties. Give it a shout out to the DJs at Floor Gang's anniversary, June 14th, San Francisco, California. Do we have a verdict, Josh, for the B-Boy New York I gotta see. I don't know if I could do Josh. I'm gonna, this is a conversation we should have behind the scenes, but I'm gonna put it out here anyway. I was thinking about next week doing an AAU update since the AAU Super Regionals happening at the same time as the Red Bull BC1 National Finals. Tuesday, I was thinking about talking to Aeronetic about because there has been 14 regions, and this super qualifier regional is really big in the AAU. Might as well plug it right now. Go to um, the AAU Instagram, and let's watch that real quick because we gotta plug that real quick. So let's do that before I go to the chat. Let's see that real quick. Next week, the same time as the Red Bull BC1, but these are for the kids, man. These are for the kids. We got the Super Regionals happening Sunday, May 18th in Las Vegas with Division 1, Division 2, and Division 3. You know what I'm saying? And we got 14 regions. We got Rocky Mountains, Northern California. We got Lone Star. We got Las Vegas. We got Down South. We got Desert. We got Aloha. We got Capital City, and Austin. Yo, shout out to Silverback. Shout out to the AAU for shout out to Aeronetic, Kid Glide, and Sweet Lou for doing their thing and helping organize this because it's really important for the kids. All right. Okay. So the poll has voted. One vote? Really? It was only one vote? Only one vote. Only one vote? Okay. And the vote was for Jihad. All right. Okay. One vote? You guys suck, man. We don't have any of our favorites. I'm gonna not vote. I'm gonna hate. All right. Let me break down who I think the judges are gonna vote for. Okay. Comrade versus Jihad. Again, according to Kid Break's video with Ronnie. Again, Ronnie said, I love to watch freestyle, but what wins battles is sets. That being said, not saying this is a set, B-Boy, but I would say who can more execute regardless. Okay, now let's play this factor. Let's say it was a bad song. And who has the willpower to fight a bad song and still execute? I would say Jihad. Jihad's Jihad's, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that he's like, oh, he doesn't like music. No, he likes music, but who will deliver regardless? I mean, okay, this is kind of crazy, but shows the willpower. He hurt his ankle in the US finals, and he still did it. So you think a bad song is gonna stop Jihad from doing the best rounds he could do? No. Not saying that, Conrad won't do that either. But who will have a bigger advantage in this? Like if DJ Flag happens to play some crazy stuff or Yax happens to play some crazy stuff and it's just not working, Jihad's going to execute and he's going to win that in Ronnie's eyes, his battle. Okay, so that's one. That's one. Now let's go to Victor. All right. I think because of the variety of moves and the execution, let's say they both execute well. I think these things of just delivering a little bit more, I would say that And again, the music. I'm not saying the DJs are going to mess up, but let's say something happens. And if Conrad's reliant on the music, that's where it's going to suffer. You know what I mean? That's where it's going to be a challenge, right? Because he has to feel it. While Jihad is going to just go. He's like, it's almost like, this is a competition. We're going to deliver. And I would say Jihad. So I would say Victor would vote for Jihad. So Ronnie and Victor would vote for Jihad. Jigs now, see, now we're going to be like, okay. I feel like Jigs, if Conrad could be on top for a little bit longer than usual and execute these little intricate moves to that beat, I feel like Jigs is going to vote for Conrad. But if we, at the end of the day, if we look at the votes, if it was 2-1, let's replace one of them. Okay, this is the interesting part. Let's say Beta replaced Ronnie. Then it would be Conrad, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? If Beta replaced Ronnie, if Beta replaced Victor, I think it would be Conrad. But if it was those three judges, it would be Jihad. You know what I'm saying? All right, my vote. Okay. That factor I just put out there, right? The music. Let's just say the music is like actually let's play this. If music was really good, I still feel like Victor and Ronnie would still vote Jihad. That's I think the factor for me. If the music is really good and Conrad's in it stylistically, and they both execute it stylistically, I'd probably vote for Conrad. Now, if the music is not so good and they both execute it, then it would be Jihad. I could see Jihad winning. See what I mean? See these factors, these little minute things. It's not just reliant on skill. You know what I'm saying? It's not just reliant on skill. It's what the environment is and what can be produced within that environment. It will play a factor. Just like if there was no friction on the floor, then I would give it to Jihad because he could like flow from power move to power move more easily. Not saying that Conrad can't do it, but it's gonna look easier. So this like and then compared to if it was concrete, like Jihad will do good in concrete, but Conrad can like adapt to concrete more because he can rely on more footwork. So these are the factors, right? These are the things we play with when you put scenarios out there, and what plays factors when you compete. You got to know the floor. You got to know the judges. You got to know the DJs. Because, like, if you get, judges that, again, Ronnie put it out there, like, hey, sets win. Like, now we know, not saying this is the be all end all how he judges, but this is a guesstimation. This is a guesstimation of how he could judge. And this is recently he said this. So it makes it a little bit easier. So, like, how do we judge a judge? How do we guesstimate a judge? And I think these are fun. We don't know. But what we did today was we broke down the strengths of each B-boy and B-girl. And we saw what the judges could possibly look for. It gives an interesting vote, right? There's some things that were objectively universal that we all voted for, right? And then there's things that we are going to argue about, right? Until we know, until we see it, that's when we know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think we're about to wrap it up. It's been really good. This has been really fun. So by the polls, Janada wins the B girl and Jihad wins the one-on-one for the Red Bull BC1 New York Cypher. Before we sign out, I'm going to, of course, I'm going to plug away. I'm going to plug in San Francisco, California, City Dance Studios. We got the Floor Gangs anniversary. You know what I'm saying? June 14th. Stay tuned to see more info, more to be announced. Do we have a first day? Yes, we do. We have a first day on the 13th, 14th. Okay. So make sure that you check into the Floor Gangs Instagram or at PROFO_FLGZ on Instagram. You can go to my Instagram, Floor Gangs. And if you like what you see and you're just lurking, please subscribe to the B-Boy Network channel or the Profile One channel on YouTube. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been B-Boy Network Reacts with Profile One, the Redbull BC1 New York Cypher. Say peace to Josh. Give a shout out to Josh for moderating and putting up the polls. He's doing great work. He'll be there this weekend at Redbull. Say hi. And again, if you like what you see, please subscribe. It's free for y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's free. And all I gotta say is peace. And I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Peace. See you later, man.